Hello guys, thank you all very much for tuning into my channel, The Beer Monster Reviews. It's Beer Monster o'clock. And for this review, obviously you'll be able to tell by the thumbnail and that, I am reviewing Efesdraft. Got these two bad boys, Turkish lager, draft style lager. Now the reason I'm doing two of them is because, to be perfectly honest, I picked up one of these bottle ones from Home Bargains to review. And my mum, without knowing, also picked up, because you see I haven't done Efesdraft, this, I don't know where she got it from, in a can. And I thought, well, why not do them both together? And they may taste identical, but there may be a difference. There may be one that I prefer over the other. Like, they're both exactly the same beer, same ABV, same size. And I'm going to be putting them in exactly identical glasses. And just see if they taste any different at all. So we'll find out whether it's better out of a glass or a can. And just to do a general review of the beer itself, because I've also not done that. Yeah, they're both 500 ml bottles. They're both 5% ABV. And as I say, yeah, it's a Turkish beer. And with the Efesdraft, you have to be a bit careful. Sometimes you get short dates on them, because the difference between this and regular lager is this Efesdraft hasn't been pasteurized for as long, so it has a shorter shelf life, pretty much. But you know, that could make it taste better, couldn't it? Let's find out. All right, first, let's get this. You've got one of the. There's a close-up look at the can. You've got the old foil bit on the front. I've got to say, that's a very nice looking can, isn't it? Let's take that bit off so we're ready for action. Yeah, very interesting, very different from the norm. It stands out, doesn't it? That will stand out on the shelf next to the other lagers, I must say. And you could really say the same thing about the bottle, couldn't you? Could say it's ugly, but it's certainly different. I don't mind it. It's all right. It's a bit like that Fiki one I did the other day, to be honest. I think I slightly prefer this one. There's a bottle cap. They both got the same, near enough the same date as well. There's 1 month in it, so that's about as fair as you're going to get, really. And they're going to go in these draft style glasses, both Foster's glasses, both identical glasses. And anyway, let's crack the bottle open first. Oh, is that a twist cap? Yeah, it's a twist cap. Result. Didn't need the bottle opener after all. Let's get this one in the glass. Now, I've never tried this before. I almost tried it the other day. Went out for a meal for Mum's birthday in a Turkish restaurant. But they wanted £6.50 for a 330 milliliter bottle of this. And I wasn't going to pay that. Yeah, so I didn't bother trying it. And I think this one that I brought from Home Bargains was £1.29. Shows how much profit they make there, doesn't it? There we go. Great carbonation. It's like a kind of a golden honey kind of colour, isn't it? Nice, very brilliant white head. Looks like a nice pint, doesn't it, must say. Let's get the other one out if we can. Let me know in the comments, guys, do you prefer to drink out of a bottle or a can? For me, I would pick a can if the bottle was green, just so you don't have to worry about the potential skunkiness. But in general, I'm not really that fussed. I'd probably say bottle, but again, only if the bottle's brown. Right. Does it look any different? Let's hold them next to each other. I would say they look pretty much identical. Same sort. I tried to pour them as similar as I could. They look pretty much identical, didn't they? You know, if you've got 2 pints of Foster's in the pub, you know, you'd say they were the same beer, wouldn't you? Both great levels of carbonation. I'd say the can one's going slightly madder, but it has been poured after the other one. Maybe the head's a little bit bigger on the bottle one. Let's get the aromas. Malty. This is the bottle one. Malty. There's like a slight bit of honey in there, I think, actually, on the aroma. Let's see if this one's any different. For me, the one out of the bottle has got more aroma. In fact, I can't even smell the honey on the one out of the can. Just smells malty, maybe it's my mind playing tricks on me, but yeah, now I'm smelling this one less than what I could a minute ago. They're very similar, but I'd give the edge to the bottle on the aroma. Anyway, yeah, just a bit of honey, a bit of malt. Let's try them. Cheers, guys. Bosh. I like that a lot. That's nice, very smooth. Not going to go into it too much. I'm going to have a go on the can one now and just see whether it tastes the same. That's the first thing I want to identify. They're both good. I'm going to have to go again. Oh, this is a hard job, isn't it? Juggling with beers. The bottle wins. Without thinking too much about what they taste like and everything else, they are very similar. They're very similar. There's not a lot in it. To be honest with you, if the prices were the same, I would go for the bottle. The bottle's just got the edge. It's got a little bit more flavour. It's got a little bit more of a smooth mouthfeel than the can one. And there is a very slight metallic taste in the can one, which I'm not picking up from the bottle. So yeah, they're both good. They're both really good, but the bottle, for me, if I was going to buy this and they were the same price, I'd go for the bottle. But at the same time, if the can was a little bit cheaper, you know, probably just go for the can. Probably just go for whatever one's cheaper, let's be fair. But the bottle is a bit different, a little bit better. I'd say maybe half a mark better. So there's not a lot in it. Right, now let's crack on with the taste and all that. I'm going to review the bottled one, because that's the one that I'll give the slight edge. So we'll continue and let you know what tasting that I'm getting. It's light, lovely carbonation. I love the feel of carbonation in this. Smooth. Slightly watery. It don't taste as good as a draft beer, but they've definitely done something to it that is making it taste more like a draft lager than your average one. And I would say more so in the bottled version, for me. Tastes more drafty than the can, for sure. Well balanced. It's a very malt heavy beer and way more maltiness than hops. Not getting much hops at all. Very malt heavy, quite sweet. I'm getting honey. Could be mistaking it for something else sweet, but for me, it tastes like honey. Reminds me a little bit of was that Perla Dawa, I think it was called, a Polish honey beer, but not as honey as that. That was like, you knew that had honey. Jesus, there was no mistake in that. It's just got like a slight hint of honey, but it's rather nice. Honey just sort of sits there in the background throughout the whole sort of taste process, really. It's not, if I was to have a sort of a downside to it, it's not that complex. It's one of them beers, it's simple, but it does what it does well. I'm not getting all sorts of different flavours coming through or anything like that, to be honest with you. I'm just getting a nice, sweet, malty honeyness, perhaps too sweet for some. That may put some people off. I'm not that keen on sweet lagers, but there's something about this one. It's really easy drinking. I think it's a great little session beer, actually. And but I'm glad I didn't pay £6.50 like at that Turkish restaurant. I did expect a bit more depth of flavour though, so I am a bit disappointed with that. Do I think it's better than your average lager? Let's have one more go on this one. Do I think it's better than your average? Yeah, I do. Let's say average mark would be 7. I'm not quite going to go 8 though. I'm going to go 7.9 just to be awkward. 7.9 out of 10 for me. It's a nice lager. It lacks some complexity. Like, it's not that complex, but it is very nice tasting, very easy drinking. I should imagine this would be fantastic on a hot day in Turkey, and probably quite good with food as well, because of the fact that the flavour isn't all that complex with it. But yeah, I've enjoyed tasting these. I mean, it's our job, innit? Someone's got to do it though, isn't they? Someone's got to do it. Don't thank me, will you? That's that one down the edge. I'm going to call that it, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. And I'm going to go and enjoy this other canned version. And hit the like button if you've enjoyed this comparison video. And consider subscribing to the channel and becoming a beer monster. Until the next video, guys. Bye-bye, darlings.